Um, so we've already established that Luigi, I'm topping this man. Alright. Corner Luigi, different story. But that's for obvious reasons, I feel like. I
Mhm.
feel like you can probably agree with that one. He seems like your type.
I can't fucking see him, but you know.
Oh yeah, that's true, that's true. Moving on, we have Olivia Octavia. Now, she's very stylish. If you look at the picture on the left, she's got those geometric glasses. We all know the real reason I picked this one, and it's the picture on the right.
Mhm.
But we don't gotta talk about that. Moving on, we have
Oh.
You're not laugh at me for this one. Look. My
Teddy
gay guy
Roosevelt.
friend thought this was. I had one person, he is super gay, and he thought this was completely reasonable. So I don't want to hear it.
It's just not
Shut
who
up!
I was. It's just not who I was. It's just not who I was expecting.
He is handsome. Look at his glasses chain. Look at the chain on his glasses. He stood up for the American working class in a way that almost no other president has, and I'm extremely attracted to that. And also, he did a lot of imperialism, and the imperialism was definitely evil. However, I can't deny that I'm kind of into it, like sexually. Like it was evil. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the kind of evil that I'm into. Like same with the last one. Stop! Moving on. Uh, I don't know if you watched Deadpool and Wolverine,
I
but
did.
if you
Not
if
yet.
you did, okay, she is also the villain in that movie. I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers when I talk about her. Uh, she is she is very powerful. She could turn my skin inside out, and frankly, I'm into that. I'm
I,
into that power dynamic.
what are
I want
you
her to do
not
that weird
into?
hand thing that she's doing in that second picture. I want her to stick her hands into my skull and, psychologically and physically torture me at the same time. I'm extremely attracted to that. I'm not gonna lie.
Girl, what are you not into? Holy fuck.
Uh, Probably half of your hear me outs, to be honest. Like regular men, to be honest, I'm not really into them.
Mm.
So moving on, we have Grace Kelly with her saxophone.
Okay, I'm confused. How did Teddy Roosevelt being more normal than
The reason that this one is less reasonable than Teddy Roosevelt is because the saxophone is a requirement.
oh.
I feel like, don't get me wrong, without the sax, this would be a completely reasonable opinion. Like, she's just a pretty stylish lady, and she's a singer too. However, the saxophone is a requirement, and I feel like that is objectively weirder.
Oh.
I cannot explain why I'm attracted to the sax. You'd probably have to hear her playing, to be honest. Um, Moving on, we have Mumbo Jumbo's Minecraft skin. Shut up! Look, okay, Mumbo. I don't know if you ever watched Hermitcraft, but if you watch like another person's perspective while they're talking to Mumbo, you would immediately realize this man cannot sit still. This man is constantly just moving back and forth, just pacing a little bit. Okay, shut up. I don't want to see your face reacting like that. This man does not stop moving around. And to be honest, I find that incredibly alluring. I want to I want to taunt this man for not stopping his movement. I want to pin him to a wall and taunt him for it, okay? I want to immobilize this man. I want to grab him by his mustache and pull him in and uh moving on.
Okay.
I,
What?
I feel like this is self-explanatory. I don't know
Not
why the image is
you.
so messed up. I don't know why it's like that.
Why is it like
I
halfway up the fucking chart?
I didn't mean to. I don't know why. Um, so Bowser, he's, he's a great father. He's a big, strong monster. Um, I feel like this one's only lower because he's not a human, and to anybody who, you know, isn't into that, that's probably weird. But most people who are at least a little bit freaky totally get this one, which is why it's the highest on the non-human list.
Hmm.
Um,
Loki, I mean,
yeah, I mean, if we include the parentheses, this is a completely reasonable opinion. This one's a little bit further down because I'm also equally attracted to the box form, which
oh,
could be a sign of my lesbianism, to be honest. That was a really clever pun. Please laugh at that.
I wait, I didn't catch it. Wait, pause.
The box. Box is slang for vagina.
Oh,
I don't know why. It doesn't make sense.
I have
Objectively, it's
never
slang.
heard. I have never heard
I
that.
think it's an older term, to be honest, but it's a slang term for pussy. And I am I feel like that is it's funny. I feel like it was a funny joke if I didn't have to explain it, but you kind of ruined it. How dare you? This is all your fault. Moving on, we have the giant woman legs from Pokestar Studios.
What?
This is the first one on the list that I cannot explain.
The
Um,
first?
yeah, I mean, all of the other ones, at least they're like human-ish, you know? This is just giant legs. I don't really know how you're supposed to have any kinds of relations with just giant legs, but I don't know, man. I'm just really into it. I'm just attracted to it. There's something incredibly alluring about the giant woman legs.
I see it.
Yeah, I honestly I don't know why I put her this low. I think it's because she's half bird, which like sure. I'm extremely attracted to half bird people. I don't know what it is about them.
Oh,
Um, Next up we have Cass Dorito from Breath of
okay.
the Wild.
Loki, Loki. I feel that so much.
Yeah. For some reason, everybody has agreed with this one so far. Like even my lesbian friends somewhat agree with this one. I
He's
think
just
it's the
so.
music, to be honest. He's just so he's so big and majestic, and like he's such a sweet guy, and he's so mysterious with his music, and his
Bird,
music is so majestic and pretty. What?
bird, bird.
Yeah,
I love
I
the
just
bird.
really like him. I like birds. I love bird guys and bird women, mostly bird women. But I also like Cass. I'm glad we can agree on this one. I feel like I honestly should move those last two a bit higher on the list. Next we have CGP Grey, Stickman form only.
What?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. That's the name of the assignment. Look, this man could provide me with scientific evidence that I belong in his sheets. Okay. And
Okay.
frankly,
You know what? I'm listening and I'm judging.
stop. Look, this man could scientifically prove that I belong in his sheets, and I think that is incredibly attractive. He's extremely intelligent. Look at his glasses, okay? The glasses stay on during sex.
Oh my god.
Um, I feel like that's the last semi-explainable one on here. We're very quickly approaching the deep end. Just in case you weren't prepared for it, we have the Polaris Gammy from Polytopia. This is a giant ice power alien with a deer head, a deer skull as its face, and it's got a giant mysterious cloak. Um, it's got ice powers. It's a
That,
giant, 30-foot tall monster with ice powers.
and you want
You
to
know?
name that.
Exactly, exactly. All of the freaky people get this one. For some reason, lesbians really like this guy. I know you generally prefer men, but for some reason, a lot of the girlies are really into this one, and I honestly vibe with that because same. Um, I don't know, my Angela was into this one, which I wasn't expecting because I thought they were asexual. So that was something.
Oh,
Moving on, we have Metal Sonic.
metal?
Metal,
Metal.
ignoring the fact that he is made of steel, which I know that's a large ask. We can get back to it in a minute. Look at his design.
I
Look at him. Tell me he's not extremely intimidating.
um
Tell me this man would not be the most sexually assertive person alive.
girl,
He would be. He
I
would
don't
be.
you got
Look, Metal Sonic, and also I feel like the fact that he's made of metal means that it would probably hurt more, which, I don't know, maybe I'm just a masochist, but,
okay. I
uh,
forgot about that one.
yeah, I don't know how you forgot about that one. I feel like that was a given from like half of these. We have, look, this man could literally, I would not have time to react to it. This man could grab me by my throat, crush it, or throw me across the room at light speed. Okay? That's hot. That's hot. He could literally torture me and I would not have time to react physically.
Okay.
And also, he looks really cool.
You know, I haven't talked to you in so long. I forgot just how freaky you were.
I don't know how. I feel like that's like very baseline lore here.
I do not. I don't. Yeah.
All right, so moving on because don't worry about that. We have the B1 battle droid.
All right.
Look,
Okay.
look. This
Look
is
at my face.
shut
Be
up.
so fucking for real.
You're trying to hold back a smile.
Be so for
You're
real.
failing to hold back a smile. You have
Maybe
to admit
because
this
I'm
is at the very
laughing at
least
you.
very entertaining. Shut up. You look nice, by the way.
Thank you. I'm trying to fix my hair's all fucked up.
So this is one of the only other ones on the list where I'm 100% topping, okay? I
Oh,
want to lock this guy in my basement. I want to strap him to a chair and
he
electrocute
looks
him, and I would relish in him screaming and begging for mercy. Okay?
he looks like one
There's
of those
something
little
about
like anatomy things you get in the little art sets.
I'm I'm honestly inclined to agree with that. I'm not entirely sure what your point is, but I agree.
Just
Um
throwing that out there.
yeah. There's just something about these little guys. I don't know, maybe it's the fact that they're so funny, but I just want to torture them sexually, you know?
Oh,
I get immense enjoyment out of that.
anyway.
We're gonna move on. We have the Iron Golem. This is a reasonable opinion. Okay, hold on. Tell me that there is not. Be so honest with me right now, and tell me that there is not something incredibly appealing about a 10-foot tall juggernaut of a man who could literally kill your enemies instantly if you told him to. And he's very kind otherwise. And he protects your friends. And he gives you flowers. And he's quiet.
Okay. All right.
This is the
Actually,
definition of a gentle giant.
fair enough. I'll let that one
Exactly.
slide.
Exactly. He also gives you flowers. I feel like that's incredibly attractive. Like not even in a nasty way, you know? Like I just want to hug him. I
That's
want to
fair.
reach up my arms like around his neck and just hug him and snuggle him, you know?
I think that's a first and an only.
As the first and only somewhat not somewhat wholesome one on this list. But sadly, time moves on, and so must we. Meta Knight.
What? Okay. All right,
First
buddy.
of all, this fan art on the right, absolutely incredible. It's by Celestial Canvas. If you want to look that guy up,
I don't
um,
know who this character is, but that does look kind of cool.
he looks extremely cool. There's just something about him. Look, I can't explain it. There's something somewhat sexually appealing about Kirby. However, this takes that to the max, you know?
What do you mean?
I can't explain it. I think part of it is the sucking, to be honest. But that's like a man thing, you know? Like, this is the one for lesbians. Kirby's the one for straight guys, you know? I'm not a straight guy. So I don't really personally see the appeal of Kirby as much. However, I can understand it. This one, oh my God, I'm into it. The sword, the wings, the mask. Have you heard his voice? He has the most, like, striking voice ever. And also, bonus points, he could kill me very easily if he wanted. However, he is soccer ball shaped. And I feel like that gives this dynamic a lot more weight. You know, because it's not just like he could kill me effortlessly. I can also pick him up and he couldn't do anything. I could put this man in air jail. Okay? Do you know how funny it would be if you have a man that could do this kind of thing to you and then you just put him in air jail?
All right.
I think that's cute, personally. I think that's adorable. Can you see it or no?
I think it's time to move on.
Yes, we have the pawn from chess. Just disclaimer, it's not because of how it's shaped. This has nothing to do with the shape. Unironically, it's because of its personality. Look, listen. This makes sense, I promise. So, the pawn from chess. He has a wonderful, shut up. Okay, the thing is, I would bully him. I would bully him. Okay, this is a 3.5 foot tall little loser. He is literally worthless. He's practically worthless, and I would hold that over his head. I would make him feel awful for this. Okay. However, the reason that this one is so good is because there are layers to this one. Shut up. Let me explain. There are layers to my attraction to this pawn. Because you know what happens when the pawn gets to the end of the board? See, the pawn represents endless possibility because it can turn into anything when it gets promoted. And to be honest, when it comes to the queen from chess, I'm not the one topping, you know? And I think that's incredibly cool. I get to be switches with the pawn. And also, if the pawn is a man and it becomes a queen, that means it's a trans pawn. And that's just interesting to me, you know? You don't have to agree. However, cannot deny that I made a good point. You cannot deny that I have good logic.
You're talking about a chess piece.
That's not the point. You are wholly missing the point here. You're missing the point.
What? I don't. All right.
Okay, let's move on.
Please.
Have you heard the song? Okay, if you haven't heard the song, I'm going to send it to you after this list, and then you might understand. But for the Cliff Notes version, first of all, the way that you awaken this guy is by hitting him as hard as possible to get him out of the ground. You literally, in order to start a relationship with this jar, you have to smack him in the ass with the force of 1,000 suns.
Okay.
Also, he stores rotten flesh from enemies that he kills in his jar body. That's freaky. That's freaky. He's extremely strong, and we do love strong men. And Also, his name is Alexander the Iron Fist, and that's just a nice name.
All right.
All right, we're gonna move on. We have the hydraulic press.
Okay. Are you fucking?
You've lost all sense of normalcy.
I think I've lost all sense of sanity. I think
It
you've
gets
lost all
worse.
sense of sanity. What do you
Oh
mean it
no,
gets
I have.
worse? You're saying
It
he's
gets
not a
worse.
hydraulic press.
I want to be put under this thing in a way that is sexual, and I cannot reasonably explain that. Let's go to the next slide. So, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think it's time for bed.
No, 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 no. Hold on. This one is actually wholesome. Believe it or not, I just really like hands. Like, not in a weird way. I just want to hold them. I want to hold hands. And there's just something I really like about a big hand. I want to hold it, you know? I love holding hands. It's one of my favorite things. He also
Oh,
has extremely big powers that could probably kill me, but that's not relevant. I just like holding hands with people.
all right.
All right.
Bruh,
I I can't explain this one.
bruh.
I can't explain it.
Is it because of that one image?
Possibly, I'm not sure what image you're referring to.
That one with the pea shooters and never mind.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. No, it's not that picture. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. Uh, moving on. You have a 13-foot halberd. No, it is not a giant dildo. Just so we're clear, it's not a giant spiky dildo. That's not what this is about. I just really, really, really like halberds, like as a weapon.
So let me get this straight. You like it as a weapon, so it's on your hear me out list?
I am sexually attracted to it as a weapon. I feel like, okay, this is one of those things where I'm attracted to it. However, it does generally have to be attached to a person. Like, for example, a lot of times when you feel attraction to somebody, it's because of some of their qualities, right? This is a quality that I'm attracted to. It's like if somebody has really cool hair, you like their really cool hair. This is like someone having really cool hair, except instead of really cool hair, it's a 13-foot halberd. Please tell me that makes sense.
I think you need.
I think
Never
they're,
mind.
look, look, if I met somebody and they had a halberd, instantly marrying them. Instantly. Okay, they're automatically going to be my spouse. I just really like halberds.
I think I need to take
Um,
a breath.
that's probably a good idea because these last ones are very bad.
Oh, what gets worse than the hydraulic press? I think
Probably this.
I think my mom's calling me.
No! Wait! What do you mean, Bobs? You cannot. That is insane. That took me a second to register. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I that's insane. Okay. Reasoning for this one. It's got the tentacles. I feel like we haven't talked very much about tentacles, but they are objectively very freaky. And also, it glows. Okay? And I don't feel like people talk about glow in the dark sex enough. I feel like that's an underrated kink. Glow in the dark is awesome, even in a sexual way. Let's move on.
Please. Oh.
Okay, before you judge me, I know you're already judging. She just looks like a mermaid. She just looks like a mermaid. She just looks like a mermaid.
I'm getting flashbacks to the whole Vaporeon shit.
That's not that's I did that as a joke. I honestly it was not a good joke, but I did it not out of my own enjoyment or volition. It was entirely for comedic purposes. Uh she just looks like a mermaid. She just looks like a mermaid. She looks like a mermaid. And realistically, I have morals. Like, I know that she isn't just a mermaid. So obviously, I would not actually do it. However, she does look like a mermaid. She looks like a mermaid, you know? She looks like a mermaid.
You're so desperately trying to convince me. Alright, what is this?
All right. Have you ever seen this thing in action before?
No, no?
Let me tell you, you have not seen raw power until you see a literal ring of fire annihilating an entire army in seconds, just mowing down, just round upon rounds of enemies, okay? Of giant blimps and zeppelins. You have not seen raw power until then. And also, I feel like fire is an underrated kink.
How many? Never mind. I don't want to know.
There's only a few more. I promise we're almost done. It cannot get much worse than this.
It's not gonna
Honestly, I want to
listen.
jump into the top part of it. I want to jump into the top of it.
Okay, that's just. Never mind.
Not like in a sexual way. Trust me, I'm built different. I'd survive. I'd survive. It would just leave me scarred and deformed. I'd be like Darth Vader, you know? Moving on, we have Starro the Conqueror.
What the? I. Okay. Alright.
I cannot explain this one.
I don't think you need to.
Yeah, it's got mind control powers.
Alright. Next. Next. Next.
I can explain this one. I can explain it. Look, Saturn.
Oh, I'm gonna get screamed at.
Saturn is very stylish. It's the most stylish planet out there. It has dozens of moons. It's got the rings. And I don't feel like people talk about it enough, but it's got the giant hexagon. It's not a circle, it's got a hexagon. And I love hexagons. I am. Okay. Have you calmed down?
No.
Okay, I'll give you a second.
I think I need more than a second. Just keep going.
Do you have any questions about this one before we move on?
I don't think I want. I don't know.
We have. This one is surprisingly the most literal one we've had in like 10 entries. You could do several different positions with this one, depending on how it's scaled. Look, this one is one of the most literal ones we have on here. Okay, there's like tons of different positions you can do it with this thing. You know,
What do you mean?
it's got that round part that's like squishy and grabbable and honestly snuggleable, to be honest, or rideable if that's what you're into. It's got the long shafty bit, which you know, functions as a long shafty bit. This is what being intersex looks like in my I'm not intersex myself, but if I had to guess, this is probably what a lot of intersex people look like. Maybe this is what I look like as a trans person. I don't know. All right, there's one more.
What
Are
could be
you ready?
worse than the letter B?
The number 60. And before you ask, no, I'm not talking about the numerals or the digits. I'm talking about the abstract concept of the 60th natural number. Let me explain. Please. I personally find arithmetic to be extremely satisfying. And the number 60, relative to its size, has more factors than any other number. You can divide this number into so many different things. Doing math with the number 60 is like the most convenient thing ever. It's divisible by everything. You can divide it into tens. You can divide it into 5. You can divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's almost divisible by 8 and 9. It's divisible by 10. It's divisible by 12. There's so many things you can do with this number. It's like the more you think about it, there's just so many number sense applications with the number 60. It's satisfying. It's satisfying. I'm into it. It makes me want to orgasm. Do we have any more questions?
No, just do me a favor for the video's sake. Run backwards really fast through all of the slides.
Let me just run through all of them very quickly so you can see all of them again. So this is quite the journey that we've been on.
I think.
Don't you think?
I'm gonna go to sleep now.
I agree. However, I have one more question for you.
Yes.
Did I prove that my hear me outs are significantly worse than yours?
Very.
I knew it. No one can match me.
All right.
All right. We can delete this now.
Good night.
Good night.